All right, guys. So speaking of Twista, one of the things I remember when early on in your career, when you were doing the music and being involved in the scene,
Mhm.
was you working with the legendary Chicago rapper Twista, man. So talk to us about those times. I think you've worked with him a handful of times, and what those experiences were like, and maybe how you first encountered him,
Yeah,
essentially.
so so there was a couple times I actually met Twista on, like, different occasions, and it felt like it was, like, full circle moments happening. The very first time was the day that I met DJ White Shadow, who produced Applause for Lady Gaga. He was waiting in there's, like, this little hallway lobby area where he was waiting pretty much to go in so that way he could lay his verse for that particular project. While he was waiting there, his iPhone had died, and I just so happened to have a charger literally laying like, sitting in my pocket. So he's sitting there, he's looking around, he goes, "Man," and gold teeth and everything. He's, "Man, has anybody got a charger around here?" I was like, "I do actually." So I pulled it out, gave it to him. We're talking for a quick second. He's like, "Man, thank you." He's like, "Hey, he's like, "Are you gonna be here all day?" I was like, "Yeah." I go, "If you can." I go, "If you want, you can take it in." I go, "Just, I'll kind of hang around if you can, I'll get it, when I'm done for for the day." He's like, "All right, cool, got you, got you." So he goes in the studio. I finish out the day. We just so happened to walk out at the very same time, and he handed me the charger bags. "Man, I appreciate it. Thank you." So, all right, cool. The second time I met him was when I started working with Four. Um, I think it's on Black King Crew Chicago. I think it was actually on an episode because we were doing filming for it. So there's a particular song that Four got a chance to do with Twista. It was called Thinking Cap, and it was during the time when he was on Black Ink Crew Chicago. So they set up a filming day, and we got a chance to have him come into the studio and, like, kind of, like, record his verse, but he was already recorded, so I set it up to where, like, him acting like he was doing it.
Right, right, right.
So when he came into the studio, I introduced myself. I said, "Hey, man," I was like, "I don't know." uh I said, "It's been a really long time." I go, "But I actually met you before." And he looked at me and he goes, "You kind of look familiar." And I was like, "Actually, the day you were recording your verse for Lady Gaga on her art pop album," I go, "I was sitting, like, right next to you, and I gave you my charger to use because your phone died." And his eyes kind of lit up and he goes, "That's exactly," he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "I
You
remember."
remember that
Yeah,
shit?
he remembered that.
Man.
He goes, "Were you sitting next to White Shadow?" And I was like, "Yeah, I was actually." He goes, "Yeah, I remember you now."
Damn.
So that was super cool, and, like, got a chance to talk to him a little bit. And then the third time I met him, super brief. I didn't really get a chance to, like, dap him up, but, like, he, like, kind of gave me a head nod. Was one of my clients, MJ Grizz, was throwing these different events where he would basically, like, showcase music, but at the same time, it was more so people just, like, having events. He would start inviting people as, like, special guest hosts or special guests to bring in. So, like, the second event that he brought was Twista, and I got a chance to, like, we got to perform, and then he performed after us. And then one of the times we were, like, kind of crossing paths. He was on an opposite side, like in a VIP section, and we kinda, like, looked at each other, and I kinda just, head nodded, and then he kinda nodded back. So it was, like, 3 different times that I got a chance to, w work with him in the same vicinity, and
Yeah.
whatnot. Yeah, so
Legendary, man.
yeah,
I mean,
being a
like,
f
and again, for anybody who knows hip hop, knows music, but specifically from Chicago, I mean, Twist is a legend, and the fact that, you got to be around him and be in those rooms with him early in your career, man, that's super sick, super dope.
Right. I mean, honestly, like, from overnight celebrity to when he was with Do or Die to, the stuff that he did, with Kanye, like, and then even too, he started putting on younger artists when it was like Chance the Rapper, Rocky Fresh, even, help putting on Four. Because him doing that feature with Four kind of, like, solidified him as, like, okay, you're a dope artist. You obviously have a platform, with the TV show and things like that. So it's moments like that when you get a chance to rub shoulders with people that have made an impact in the city it's really cool.